Welcome back, Hive Mind. This is Shalazar with Hive Mind Gaming with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to take a look at the Spirit Keep. So the Spirit Keep is probably the toughest keep out of the four, in my opinion. It's the one that gave me the hardest time when I was leveling up, trying to get to level 20 or level 15. Sorry. So it was the hardest level or the hardest keep for me, and the reason is because the boss has a healing ability, which is really difficult once you get into higher levels. It shows you right here what you have the chance to actually pull with each level. So not until stage 8 will you have the chance to pull the superior potions. So it's the lesser, greater, and superior. Now, if you do get a rare proc, you could get any one of these plus the silver. So this is a good way of farming the blue crystals or the blue shards as well. So let's jump in here, see what we got. All right. So for this guy, I'm just throwing him in there as food. We just want to level him up. So we've got these two that are well, actually these four are going to be my primary guys, and then the fifth guy here is just there to level up. So let's take a look at this here. Like most dungeons, it's going to have your two waves of people, which are going to get continuously stronger as you go up in level of the keep. And then we get to the boss, and I'll take it off of auto, and we'll take a look at these guys. Alright, like all dungeon bosses, you've got the immune to stuns, freezes, sleeps, provokes, block, cooldown skills, fear, and true fear debuffs. Also immune to HP burn effects and HP balancing effects and cooldown increase effects. Alright, and then her second passive is that she heals this champion by 20% of their max hit point at the start of each turn. So every time she gets a turn, she's going to heal herself by 20%, which is really annoying because as we go up in level, that's going to get higher, and she's going to heal herself for even more. She's got two active abilities. The first one is Cleansing Spirit. It removes all debuffs from this champion, places a block debuffs buff on this champion for 2 turns. So the little blue square with the shield at the heart is block debuffs. That means you can't put any debuffs on her. So that means my War Maiden, who throws up the increased defense or decreased defense, she can remove it with that ability and then put a block debuff so I can't put it back on her. And then she has her actual attack ability is attacks all enemies. Damage increases according to this champion's current hit points. So it does more damage the more health that she has. So that's why you got to keep punishing her. All right, so let's go ahead, and we want to see what these minions do here. Of course, Kale's going to do a ton of damage. So currently we have a couple of debuffs on her. She went ahead and removed them, healed herself, and put a block debuffs. Now this minion put a decrease accuracy debuff on us. So that's what he does, and that's going to keep us from being able to land debuffs as much on her. So we're going to continue to work on her. We want to see what the other minion does. Looks like he's just an attacker. So, all right. So there's a couple of tactics you can use with this dungeon as you're going up in level. Once you get to end game, these keeps are literally just I want potions. So you just throw your best guys in the keeps, and they completely devastate. Because the level 15 keeps aren't that great. They're not that strong. It's not a real threat. The real threat is trying to level up to level 15 when you especially when you're free to play and you're just trying to beat it with the guys that you have. So a couple of things that you can use on this keep is anyone with a something that manipulates turn meter. So if you have someone like Arbiter, his A1 allows you to drop the turn meter down by 25%. That will keep her from going as fast. Something like someone that gives her decreased speed, anything that keeps her from going as for taking a turn will keep her from doing her heal. The other thing that you can look at is anyone who has an ability that places the decrease or the block block heal buff debuff. There's two types. There's one that does 50% block heal, and then there's one that's 100% block heal. And what that means is when she heals herself, it'll block 50% of the healing that she would normally do. She only gets 50% of it, and if you have the 100%, then that means she can't heal herself at all. The thing about it is she does have that ability where she cleanses herself and puts the block debuffs on. If you have someone that has a cleanser yourself, someone that can remove debuffs from or remove buffs from your opponent, then that'll pull that block debuffs and allow you to put your own debuffs on. So it's high because like right there, I had her over 50% down, and she healed up almost to full. So as you go up in levels, it really makes a difference. It's really tough to get enough damage into her before she heals up to full, just like that. So that's where you're gonna have to actually find a find a character that can do the block uh, the block heal or the 50% block heal. There's also gear that is that way, that gives you that ability, gives you the 50%. So if you're having troubles finding the right champion to place that debuff on her, you can always build up a champion that is specifically designed to take her on, and put that champion in the 50% block debuffs gear, and that's going to help you get through this fight. So it looks like we're going to lose this fight. So we now know that currently we don't have the damage output to actually finish her off. So we're definitely going to have to um, build up a team, or just farm the dungeon below this one. So we're going to go ahead and get out of there. And let's go. Yay, more pop-ups. All right. So basically, Arbinger would definitely help because he's going to have the his A1 where his decreases the turn meter by 30% if this attack is critical. So the U.S. Knight, the American Knight there, he definitely. I feel like that's what Captain America would look like if he were in the Renaissance era. But anyway, so he would be a good choice. I'm sure there's other commons and uncommons that actually have the ability to reduce the healing effects. If you guys can think of any off the top of your heads, go ahead and put them in the comments so that others can see what they are, get the discussion going on that. But yeah, so that's pretty much the spirit keep. And whoops, wrong one. It's pretty much the spirit keep. She is a pain if you can't do enough damage output to get through her healing. then you're going to have to find another way of doing that. And like I said, one of those ways is to stop or to knock down her her turn meter. That way, her turn meter does not, or so she just doesn't get a turn. She can't if she can't heal her. If she doesn't get a turn, she can't heal herself. So knocking the turn meter down or putting the block turn meter or block healing debuff on her also helps. But you're also going to have some way of removing her block debuffs buff as well, because she'll just keep cleansing it every 6 turns. She'll cleanse it off, and then you'll have to deal with her again. So, but other than that, uh, put it in the comments what your favorite lineup is to defeat the Spirit Keep boss, and that way it'll help others as well. And other than that, we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.